This episode of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Magic: The Gathering, Duels of the Planeswalkers 2012. Today on TRS, we wrap up our 2011 E3 coverage.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Totally Rad Show. We are back from E3, but we have a great week. We're actually going to be talking about some of the stuff that in the whirlwind of coverage of E3 that might have slipped through the cracks, and in retrospect we realize we do want to talk a little bit about.
Yeah.
Very excited, so we're going to be doing that today.
And then tomorrow we are going to be giving you our long-delayed review of X-Men First Class. A lot of people have been writing us, asking us to not skip over that movie. It got lost in the wash of E3, but we got our review tomorrow.
Correct, Mundo.
And then on Wednesday, you get to find out what's been on our radars outside of E3 and X-Men First Class and other movies.
Correct, Monday. Speaking of other movies, on Thursday we're going to be bringing you our review of the new Green Lantern movie.
So excited. And then Friday we're wrapping things up with a special early look at a very interesting science fiction series coming out from Steven Spielberg's production company called Falling Skies.
Correct.
Aliens on Earth.
But first, we do want to thank Eric John Breva.
This is an awesome
Green Lantern background.
Super awesome. I'm ready for a Green Lantern. I want to be a lantern just like that.
Well, maybe
just like that. Look at the cool mask on me.
Maybe you won't feel that way on Thursday. We don't know yet.
Yeah,
We'll have
but
to wait till Thursday. But today is
either
Monday.
way, I think the mask fits me well. You saw our coverage all last week of E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo. We were direct from the show floor. There was a ton of stuff, and we covered as much as we can, but stuff is bound to fall through the cracks. That's why we're here this week to catch you up on all the things that we wish we could have seen, we wanted to see, we didn't get a chance to talk about. First of all, I want to touch base with you guys and just get your general sense. Dan, what did you think of this E3 compared to the previous E3s we've covered?
You know, I have to say, I remember being more blown away at previous E3s. I remember like having this feeling of immense anticipation of I can't wait till these games. I couldn't wait till Mass Effect 2 came out. I just remember like, you know, like a little kid on Christmas. And this E3, there were definitely some like we said, Prey 2. I mean, there were definitely games where I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. But I can wait, you know what I mean? Like nothing is like I need it in my system right now when I get home. But you know, I'm definitely excited, and there were definitely a few chills moments, a few mind blowages, which we talked about it last week. But nothing really like knocked out of the park.
What did you think about this E3? Do you think it lived up to last year, to the promise of these consoles, or?
Well, I mean, I think Dan nailed it. I mean, I think that a lot of these games that I'm really excited about are more of the same. You know, Star Wars Old Republic, I'm excited about it because now I get to have an MMO experience, which I enjoy, in a Star Wars universe, which I love. But it's just really more of MMO. So that's cool. You know, Modern Warfare 3, I'm excited to be back playing the Modern Warfare 3 or the Modern Warfare multiplayer because I love it so much, but it's gonna be more of the Modern Warfare multiplayer that I love. And so on and so on. Mass Effect 3, all these things.
A lot of numbered sequels for sure.
A lot of numbered sequels. And, you know, so, and the little gems that we found here and there were sort of few and far between, in my opinion. Actually, some of the things that we didn't even see are things that I'm very excited about.
Yeah, I wanted to touch base with some of those because as much as we did get to see, there was a lot of stuff that was either only in the press conferences that wasn't around on the show floor or that we didn't have time to touch base with. One of the big games was Torchlight 2. I know you're excited about that one. I wish we had gotten a chance to see more of it, but it sounds like, you know, it's going to have the co-op stuff, and it was a big game that they were only showing behind closed doors, and they had only a small booth.
I saw some of the footage of this on like the internet or G4. I can't remember where exactly it was, and so the thing is, I'm sort of okay that we didn't get hands-on because at the end of the day, it looks exactly like Torchlight.
Yeah.
Just 2 people running around instead of 1. So I know I'm going to be excited about it because I
Right.
enjoy playing that. Then now they did say that the campaign is so much longer because the other one was sort of this little downloadable game it's the little downloadable game that could.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden they go, oh crap, this is great. Let's make it double the size. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know you were excited about Brothers in Arms Furious 4, which we saw a trailer for during the Ubisoft, right?
I think you're confusing
was
the thing I'm excited about. Because I was excited about Overstrike.
Overstrike.
Well,
And
as was I.
they're similar. They're similar.
Yeah,
They're similar.
EA would of course been the Brothers in Arms, but
Yeah.
go ahead.
Overstrike?
Yeah. Overstrike had that sense of humor. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, it's Insomniac, right? The
Yeah.
people that have brought us the Ratchet and Clank games with their varied, hilarious, awesome weaponry, and then also Resistance, which is a very serious game that has some fun weapons, but you know it's handled very seriously. So Overstrike is this over-the-top. We just saw some cutscenes, I think, in a little bit of gameplay. I can't remember.
No, I don't think
But I
there
think it
was
was
any
all
gameplay.
just
No,
cutscenes.
there was no
it was all
gameplay,
cutscenes.
yeah.
But what was so exciting about it, even though we didn't see gameplay, was that the sense of humor, it was hilarious. It actually reminded me, the lead guy kind of reminded me of The Incredibles, the father in Incredibles. Just over the top,
Yeah.
fun, action hero guy. Could have been voiced by Patrick Warburton. You know what? Not Incredibles, The Tick. Has a very similar sense of humor as The Tick. And then, but the idea that we're going to have the fun, whimsical weaponry that we have in the Ratchet and Clank games,
And even Resistance, to a certain extent, has that creative weaponry. It's sort of
Right.
a hallmark.
but taken very seriously. Not very seriously,
Yeah.
but it's not little furry animals.
Right.
It's
It's
like,
somewhere between those.
It's sort,
Yeah,
of, it's
I-
sort of Team Fortress 2-y in
Yeah.
a way, where it's kind of
not
like
a bad
tongue-in-cheek. But no, it's not a bad thing at all. And of course, you're playing 3 people, or a group of 4 people, all different, abilities. I'm smelling the potential for 4-player online co-op. God,
Yeah, we
that
don't
would
know
be
many
amazing.
details
we don't
yet.
know.
It's
I mean,
very
we don't
early, but-
know any details. But what we saw in the trailer was enough for, I think, all of us to get super excited.
Yeah, it looks very, very fun. The game that I was most excited about that was at Ubisoft that I didn't see any mention of after for the rest of the show was Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 looked so awesome. It's again back to that island that looks like that open world traversal. They showed somebody actually playing the game and had these cool jumping from top down and taking a guy out that way. It had a really incredible storytelling trailer that they showed with this actor delivering an incredible, chilling speech to the player, and you being basically tortured and thrown into this water with a weight attached to your feet. I was on the edge of my seat. My pulse was pounding. It was great.
I mean, part of that anticipation was I didn't know what game it was.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is crazy. It kind of felt like Uncharted. It felt like, is this like the new Max Payne game maybe? It was so, because you're in that tropical location. I agree, dude. The performance of that bad guy and just the way that whole thing unfolded was so exhilarating.
Yeah, and it had a structure to it. The trailer had a structure where like the end kind of commented on the whole thing. It was beautiful, and I can't wait for that game. I'm a big fan of Far Cry 2, and I hope Far Cry 3 borrows some of that open world, more role-playing aspects to it. We only briefly saw Starhawk, which is the sequel to Warhawk, kind of, but it's a completely reimagining of it.
Yeah.
And it looks really interesting. It's a multiplayer game. It's kind of cowboys in space.
And is it a multiplayer where the other team is always players and you're always sort of Brink style, or is it?
I'm not entirely certain on
Yeah.
that. I think either one can work.
Yeah, because
but
it looked like it wasn't that. It looked like what we were seeing was almost a campaign that could maybe be co-op. It's kind of interesting. These sort of orbital dropships come down, and then you can also call down things, including buildings and churches. It's almost got a sort of maybe third-person tower defense vibe to it, which
a little
could be
bit.
kind of interesting.
Yeah, and
Very interesting game.
people were saying it looked kind of like Firefly in its aesthetic. There's like
That's cool.
Firefly the game.
I didn't pick up on that. I just walked by it and was like, that looks cool.
Yeah.
But it made me go, that looks cool. Like
Yeah.
there was definitely something. It was very cool looking, and I mean, there was like very like glowy armed people, and I liked how it looked. I can't really comment on anything else. I didn't see enough.
I also heard about the Serious Sam game, the new Serious Sam sequel that was shown behind closed doors. Evidently, it has, get this, guys, through the campaign, 16-player co-op.
What?
Crazy Pants, right?
Isn't that the same as MAG? Theoretically?
No, because that was just
I'm saying, but
competitional.
pare it down to the experience. Oh my God, you scared the shit out of me. Oh my God, you scared the crap out of me. The way you just looked, like next to me, I felt like there was a serial killer. Like, no, there's no logic for that split second. That was horrifying. Oh, that was so horrifying. Oh my God.
So before you
Gathered
were
my wits.
attacked by a serial killer.
Our set self-destructed, but
Yes.
you were saying that's kind of like MAG.
MAG, because if you pare
was
down the
skeptical.
experience of MAG, right? That's why I thought you got really skeptical for a second. Scarily
Yeah, he's like,
skeptical.
Jose, come in and stab him, please.
But if you pare down the experience of being when you're on the same team as MAG, there's a whole ton of you, and you could theoretically coordinate or not. You can speak.
Well, but I don't think this is class-based. It's just everybody shooting the bad guys all at the same time.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a really. I mean, those games
I don't
are
even
known.
think I know 16 people, but other than that.
Oh, right? Those games are known for their sort of over-the-top throwing tons of enemies at you. And if there's enough enemies being thrown at you to justify 16 of you on a team,
That's kinda
that sounds
epic.
awesome.
I anticipated being a lot like the Leroy Jenkins video.
Yeah.
What are we? Oh my God! Wait, they're all over here.
Serious
That
Sam,
sounds fun
baby.
to me.
Serious Sam.
So I do want to talk about Brothers in Arms Furious 4. I know I messed that all up earlier, but it had an interesting Tarantino mashup vibe. I thought it looked like Kill Bill meets Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, I think it was just Inglourious
Yeah, I was
Bastards.
gonna
don't think
say.
there needed
Well,
to
there's
be any
definitely
Kill Bill
sort
in there.
of over-the-top Kill Bill. I know you guys hate Kill Bill, so I can't even.
No, I mean, I think you're
just-
describing
that is
Inglourious
Inglourious
Bastards. Yeah.
You don't need to add in the Kill Bill specifically because it's so. I mean, when we literally saw this, I thought that's kind of cool. They made an Inglourious Bastards video game. I mean, I really thought that's what this was until they made no mention of it, and I was like, why are they making no mention of the thing that this is about? That said, I'm sure it will be fun because Inglourious Bastards was fun.
So maybe Inglourious Bastards meets I Am Legend, if that's better for you.
A plebeian.
Plebeian? What is that about?
I just remarked on the way I left. You know, they preface this by saying like we're gonna like do a completely different game, and I was like, so you're making your game that was really different, kind of like other games. You know what I mean? Like they're just making an actiony version of. But the whole thing with Brothers in Arms was sort of like tactical, right? I mean, that's my memory of Brothers in Arms was.
No,
you
Brothers in
kinda-
Arms is jokey squad of guys and.
I was taking the one that I
Vietnam.
loved. I remember was taken very seriously. Oh, you know what I'm thinking? No,
No,
it
you're
wasn't
thinking
Brothers in
about the
Arms.
two Squad of Two, Power
Army
of
of
Two,
Two?
Army of Two.
No.
Yeah.
Hope you're not.
No, not definitely not. The war one where you like tell people what to do, you don't do it yourself. Isn't that before the Brothers in Arms that I liked?
That may be a facet of one of the Brothers in Arms. Is
I say.
Yeah.
Something trenches? I don't know. Anyway,
Oh, the game Trenches.
No,
the iPad game?
you are right. I'm thinking of Battlefield Bad Company.
there
Yeah.
you
You're-
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
There
You're
you
right.
go.
I have been off my game today.
You're a plebeian.
Yeah, a plebeian. Any final thoughts on E3 2011, guys? Any games we didn't make? Do you feel like there were too many big bombastic games? I thought it was interesting that almost every demo that we saw had the same general structure where you'd see gameplay, and it would end with a enemy that was larger than any of the others,
Walking in.
coming right at you and fading out before you find out what happens.
Oh,
Yeah.
big deal.
Ooh.
Almost,
Zingy
it's like
wingies.
really you have to come up with a different paradigm than that. That's why games like BioShock Infinite stood out so much because yes, it's a first-person shooter, but it has a completely different look and feel to it.
Yeah.
Did you appreciate what kinds of things did you appreciate most from the show? Did you appreciate getting hands-on with game? I mean, a lot of the stuff that people have been talking about is how Batman. You know, you actually got a chance to play it.
Yeah.
Whereas these others were much more sculpted, scripted experiences.
I don't actually mind watching someone play. I don't feel bummed if I don't get to actually get my hands on the controller and play it. As long as I'm watching someone actually play the game and play something different than what we had been shown at the press conferences.
Yeah, that's the
But
big
these
thing
guys,
for me.
these guys will rehearse and rehearse and rehearse so they do everything exactly right.
I kind
Is
of enjoy
okay?
that, I have to say.
You like the presentation of it.
Yeah, I kind of wish like we could. I almost. Yeah,
You
like,
would play that way because sometimes
Yeah,
you do.
I almost feel
sometimes in
like-
some games I'm like I just do the slow camera zoom pan up because I'm like damn,
I
it's
thought
gorgeous, you know what I mean?
I may when I go home and play some games that I'm excited to play, I might play them different. I might play them like in an attempt to make it look cinematic as opposed to just trying to beat the level, because there's something watching them play so perfectly is sort of exciting and cool looking. So
Any trends that you guys noticed? One of the things I noticed was there are a lot of medieval slashers. But there were a lot of game franchises that had big numbered sequels that used to be the marquee name that were just completely overlooked. Final Fantasy 13-2. Nobody was talking about. Ninja Gaiden 3. Nobody was talking about.
That's a good
There's
point.
these big franchises that all of a sudden aren't big anymore or something. It was an interesting year.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad we were there. I hope you guys saw all of our coverage last week, because there's going to be a lot of games over the next 12 to 18 months that I think we're all going to be really excited to play.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Cool.
All right, everybody, make sure to stick around for this day in Rad history. But first, we want to thank our sponsors, Jeffrey Kanata.
Oh, I get to tell you about Magic the Gathering Duels of the Planeswalkers.
Very exciting.
2012. It's all new and redesigned, bigger and better in every way from the game that came out last year. It was a massive hit.
Oh, yeah.
But this one has new graphics and music, new cards and decks, new challenges, and new multiplayer game modes that we've been playing.
Yowza.
It's pretty awesome. We got some early hands-on, because Duels of the Planeswalkers 2012 launches on June 15th on Xbox Live, PC, Steam, and PSN. And it's an all-new game building on the success of the original Duels of the Planeswalkers. And you can check out the free demo. But then, 1 month later, Magic 2012 core set launches with many of the same cards that you see in the video game version. And so it's the perfect way. If you're new to Magic, it has an awesome tutorial that'll teach you how to play Magic. It's got the actual cards that you can get in real life, so you can hone your skills with the video game, get super good, figure out which pairings you like. And then on September 10th, they're bringing together Duels of the Planeswalkers 2012 and the Magic 2012 core set at hobby stores around the world. They're bringing all the players together for an event unlike anything we've seen before. What do they call it? Magic Celebration. Woo! We might be checking that out ourselves.
I like celebrating Magic.
So badass.
It really is. If you've never played Magic, it's a great.
It's a great entryway.
It's a great entryway. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, it's super fun. All right, people. We will see you.
Mañana.
Tomorrow on the show, we're reviewing X-Men First Class, the movie.
Today is June 13th. On this day in 1966, the Miranda rights were first instated.
I loved their first album.
And we
Oh, wait.
will remain silent, because we have that right. Thank you, Muddy 900.
Anything you say can and will be used against you.
It's crazy
In the court of
how
law.
prolific that is. I mean, that's just, we all know them.
Television.
Law
How many
and
other
Order,
rights do you know?
A lot, actually.
I only
the
know
sixth.
Miranda's.
I don't know what the sixth is.
I know
No, but how
I
many,
know the Bill of Rights.
But can you actually like state like this in sentence form?
In sentence form.
You know, like
right to bear and keep armed. I mean, you're right.
Just
I probably don't know
paraphrasing
it
it, yeah.
verbatim.
Exactly.
That's the whole thing.
Exactly.
You have the right to remain. You have the right of free speech. But not,
Exactly. No. We know you have the right to
have the
remain
right
silent.
of
Anything you
assembly.
can. How far can we
Yeah,
get?
those are all
You have the
just-
right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held against you in the
used
court of law.
against you.
Against you, but I don't think
Court
that's
of law.
actually how it's written. I think TV has bastardized it.
Oh, really?
Actually, I remember hearing that.
Okay,
could
well, I
be
remember
wrong.
the one from TV.
Well, we all have the right to. We definitely have the right to remain silent now.
Chum chum.